Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Keely, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the AKASO V50X action camera, which I bought off of Amazon. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell down below so that you never miss another future upload. Now, with all that out of the way, let's just get right on into this video. To start off this video, we are going to dive right on into the specs of the AKASO V50X action camera. So this camera claims to be able to record in 4K at 30 frames per second, 2.7K at 30 frames per second, and 2K at 30 frames per second. In addition to this, you are supposedly able to get up to 180 minutes of recording time per milliamp hour battery. Next, you have a 2-inch touchscreen with an IPS display. Next is a 170-degree wide-angle lens. And then it also claims to have superb image stabilization as well as Wi-Fi capabilities. Now, the camera has a lot that it's offering and a lot that it claims that it can do, and today you guys are going to be seeing if it's true or not and if this is the GoPro killer. Now let's dive into a little bit of a re-unboxing so that you guys can see what all comes in the box with this camera. As you guys can see, the box is pretty well put together. I found it to look pretty professional when I opened up the box in my package. Taking a look inside of the box and seeing everything that is included within the package, you get one AKASO V50X action camera, 2 milliamp batteries, 1 battery charger, 1 waterproof case, 1 remote control, 1 bicycle stand, 10 mounts, 2 helmet mounts, 1 bandage, 5 tethers, 1 protective back door, 1 USB cable, 1 lens cloth, and 1 quick reference guide. In addition to getting all of these accessories, I did decide to go ahead and make a separate purchase of the AKASO V50X microphone. So this is the microphone that is specific to the AKASO V50X, so we're going to be testing this out later in the video to test its audio quality capabilities. Really quickly, I did want to touch on this little gadget here. This is the remote that is technically splash proof for the AKASO V50X camera. Now what's really cool about this is that you are able to take photos, start and stop recording your videos. You don't have to be holding the camera or be near the camera up to 33 feet. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the physical characteristics of this camera to include the holes, mounts, buttons, and the screen in the back. First and foremost, this camera is small, compact in size, and it's very convenient, especially for someone who is traveling or is wishing to take this with them on their everyday life and their everyday adventures. As for the camera's skin, it seems to be made out of this soft rubber-like skin, and not only does this feel of quality and also very durable, but I can tell that this is going to be a camera that is not easily scratched. So for the front of the camera, you will see that you have the lens as well as the power/mode button. So this button has 2 purposes, and then we'll move on to the top of the camera where you can see that there is the record button as well as the microphone. On the bottom of the camera, you have your battery slot as well as the mounting hole on the bottom, and then on the left side of the camera, you will see that you have your navigation buttons to go up and down. This is usually used to turn on the Wi-Fi, and then you will also see that you have the speaker. Then on the right side of the camera, you have your micro SD card slot, micro USB port, as well as your micro HDMI port. Of course, on the back side, you will see that you have your 2-inch touchscreen, which has the IPS display, and this is also what we're going to get into later on in the video. Now it's time to start getting into the sample videos. So now we're going to take a look at some of the sample videos that I've taken the past couple of days, and we're going to look at both videos with the stabilization on and off so you can see how well it actually performs when walking, running, and just doing everyday activities. Let's check those out, and we'll be right back. As you guys can tell, the stabilization, I feel like it works better when walking versus running. For the price of this camera, the stabilization is actually pretty good, but I would definitely say on a scale of 1 to 10, I feel like the stabilization is a 7 out of 10 because yes, AKASO, there could be some improvement, but at the same time, I really think that it is great stabilization for the price of the camera. As I said before, we can do 1080p at 90 frames per second and also 720p at 120 frames per second, which means that we can do a slow motion with this camera. Next, I'm going to show you a couple of the slow motion recordings that I've done in 1080p at 90 frames per second. So let's go check those out and I'll see you guys back here in a few. As you guys can see, I definitely think that the slow motion is definitely a handy feature when coming into this camera. I would not recommend doing 720p at 120 frames per second just because I feel like that limits the quality, but I will say definitely some great slow motion footage. Love the quality. I love how easy it is, and not to mention you can actually get really creative with this feature. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the most exciting features that I love about this camera, and that is the time lapses. So you can do a time lapses at 4K 30 frames per second within this camera. So let's go take a look at a few of the examples of time lapses that I've done the past couple of days, and I'll see you guys back here in a few. I am impressed by the quality of the time lapses. The 4K looks great, the time lapses are seamless, and I definitely think that it is one of the most amazing features off of this camera, 110%. Now we're going to dive into some of the daytime footage that I've taken the past couple of days. All of these were taken in 4K at 30 frames per second and are either handheld, on a mini tripod, or on my chest mount. All of the information that you guys are going to need to know will be down on the bottom of the screen, so keep an eye out for that. So now let's go check those out and I'll be right back. As you guys can see, the quality of the recordings is actually pretty good, and I'm very impressed with the simple fact that 1, stabilization is key, 2, the color grade is awesome. I do like how it's mostly the same as the colors in real life. As I told you guys earlier in the video, I did purchase the external AKASO V50X microphone. So with that being said, we're going to jump into the audio quality test, and first we're going to start with the internal microphone of the AKASO V50X, and then we're going to go right into the external microphone for the AKASO V50X. Hey guys, this is the microphone test for the internal microphone at 4K at 30 frames per second with the EIS on, aka image stabilization. You guys can let me know how this sounds down in the comments below. Hey guys, this is the front camera for the internal microphone test. This is on 4K, 30 frames per second, EIS image stabilization on, so you guys can let me know how this sounds down in the comments below. This is the microphone test for the external microphone for the AKASO V50X. This is on 4K, 30 frames per second with the EIS, aka image stabilization on, and this is what you guys see and hear right now. You guys can tell me what you think down in the comments below. Hey guys, this is the external microphone test with the microphone for the AKASO V50X. This is on 4K, 30 frames per second with the EIS, aka image stabilization on. This is everything that you can see and hear right now, so feel free to let me know how it sounds down in the comments below. As you guys did hear, the internal microphone of the AKASO V50X does sound a bit muffled, however, it is not terrible. So really, this is not 100% necessary, but if you would like to amp it up just a little bit and make it more clear and crisp, then I would recommend getting the external microphone. We are going to look at a couple of the sample photos that I've taken with this camera. So all of the photos I did take during the daytime, in addition to all of them being handheld. These were not on a chest mount, these were not on a tripod. So let's go take a look at those and I'll be right back. I feel like the photo quality on the AKASO V50X is really impressive, and I was so shocked when I pulled these up on my computer. The photos came out great. I love the wide angle. The wide angle gives it such a unique aspect. Now that we've seen a bunch of daytime footage that is both recordings and photos, now we're going to take a look at all of the nighttime photos and videos. As you guys saw the footage, you can clearly see that a lot of the footage looks very laggy. For some reason, it's a bit more shaky, as if the camera can't focus on certain objects. Out of everything that we've talked about in this review, I feel like this is going to be the most fun part of this video. So as you guys can see, this is the waterproof case that comes with the AKASO V50X, and it claims that no water can get inside of the camera. I did have like a mini heart attack filming this for you guys, but I'm going to show you guys what this case looks like when water is being poured on top of it, and let's just say that this is crazy looking. I am very proud and thankful to say that the camera is not ruined, no water got inside of it, and no water got in by the SD card. But as for the case, 10 out of 10, it performed really well. However, if you dive with it, I don't know, because I don't dive, I don't surf, I don't do any of that. I did take some behind the scenes of how the camera performed and what I was taking photos or videos of. So we're going to take a quick look at those. Overall, the AKASO V50X really is a budget GoPro in my opinion. No, I've never owned a GoPro, but I will say for the price that I paid for this camera, I will say I am very impressed and I am very happy with my purchase. I did not mention this, but no, this video is not sponsored by any means. I bought this with my own money, my own mindset, and I just also love Amazon and camera gear, so it was a win-win situation. I do think that if you're looking for a budget camera that you can use as an action camera and something that comes with accessories, it's easy to use, and it's also compact and convenient for travel, I definitely highly recommend this camera. This is a budget GoPro, and I'm so excited for anyone that decides to purchase this camera. I feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, this is actually a 9 out of 10 for me. If you guys want to see any of the behind the scenes or how I use my AKASO V50X from this point forward, you guys can go and follow me on Instagram at K.M.Longoria to see what happens all behind the scenes and the photos and videos that I get with this camera. If you guys would like to support me as well as this YouTube channel, all you guys have to do is go and shop from my Teespring store. So on my Teespring store, I have a lot of photography inspired merch, and I really hope that you guys will enjoy it. Brand new merch items are going to be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that, but the link will forever and always will be down in my description box below if you guys wish to check it out. With all of that being said, I will see you guys in my next video.